Hey friends, welcome back to the Weighing For It podcast. Today I get to interview one of my friends, Liz, who I actually met through TikTok and through our weight loss journeys together. So she is currently on her weight loss. She is seeing amazing success using Mounjaro. So I cannot wait for you to listen to this episode and just have her share her journey of her weight loss, her experience using weight loss medication, and her success. So let's get started. Funny. All right. Well, Liz, welcome to the Weighing For It podcast. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I am just very excited to have our listeners get to know you more and on all about yourself and how you're doing on your journey. Because I think you have a very unique background of why you decided to take medication for the treatment of obesity and weight loss. So Liz, if you can just tell us all about yourself and what kind of brought you to your weight loss journey.
Okay, so, I'm Liz. And a little bit about me, I don't know. I am a photographer and I'm here in my studio. And I have struggled with my weight basically my whole life. I was a swimmer in high school and I developed an asthma that was reactive to chlorine. And so I stopped swimming, and then from there I just kind of stopped swimming, physical activity kind of just stopped, and life happened. Then you go to college and college things happen, and then I had 3 babies in just over 3 years, and weight doesn't come off when you have 3 babies in 3 years. You just keep adding on.
Yes.
And then you're busy being a mom and don't care about yourself like you should. And I had a few conversations with my doctor about my weight. And she is not comfortable doing a weight loss medication, or was not comfortable doing a weight loss medication. But I had talked to her about wanting to do bariatric surgery. So I was referred to a larger hospital in our area because I am from a really tiny rural area. So I went and I joined the bariatric surgery program. My requirements for that were pretty intense. I had to lose 25 pounds to start with. I had to meet with a nutritionist. I had to do a psychological evaluation. I had to do a sleep study and a full blood panel, and then meet with an integrative medicine PA. So I did all of the things. I checked all the boxes, and I found out that I have binge eating disorder during my psychological evaluation, which I know that we can identify there. So I then had to do 4 sessions with a therapist who specializes in eating disorders. So I did that just to, check the box. It was interesting. I don't know that it was necessarily life-changing at all. She was a great person to talk to, and she was really kind. But I don't know that she helped me get through any of my issues.
Right.
So I'm trying to think, I had lost 15 pounds. So I had to lose just a little bit more, and I was stuck. I couldn't lose any more weight. I was trying everything. And so I had been looking into weight loss medication. And I had been researching and looking everything up, and I heard about Mounjaro. And my cousin is a physician, so I talked to her, and I was like, what do you think of this? And she said, it sounds really great, but I don't know anyone who's on it because it's so new. And I just kind of was like, you know what? I want to do it. So I went to my integrative medicine PA, and I brought it up, and he said, well, let's start with phentermine. And I said no. I have heart palpitations when I'm anxious, and I just said, I'm not doing that. And so I researched more, watched a million TikTok videos, And I called him back and I said, I want to do Mounjaro, and this is why. And I gave him all the information that I had. And he basically said he had no reason to tell me no after I had done all my research. He only had one other patient who was on it. And I started the medication. And I guess in terms of the bariatric surgery, I got a phone call saying that they were ready to book my surgery date. And I told them, no, I'm not doing that now because I'm having such success. So I am officially off the surgery path and on to the non-surgical bariatric weight loss program.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah, I am the first one of their patients who was on Mounjaro who has decided to stay with Mounjaro instead of lose the weight and then do surgery. So I'm kind of an experiment with the physicians that I'm working with. But they said they're very excited because I'm actually like showing progress and excitement and teaching them everything.
Oh my God, that is amazing. And that like, you relate very much so with Chris because he was like his doctor's first patient on the medication. And since then I think he said that he put 15 patients total, I think including Chris, on the medicine and really like changing like their like his mindset and his perspective of this medication. And so that is phenomenal. And that is something to be super proud about. And I'm just like, I'm very excited to see what happens down the road. Like if your doctors decide to put more patients on it to kind of maybe prevent having such an invasive surgery as geriatric surgery is, or bariatric, I should say. But that is amazing. I didn't know that you were like the first one to be on Mounjaro.
Yeah. Through our little hospital, or the physician that I was working with, I was his first one, and I'm the first one to move all the way up to 7.5. And so we're kind of learning together.
Yeah, that's great. And kind of going back a little bit. So, and again, it's interesting to hear again another person's story of, hey, I went to the doctor for weight loss and they wouldn't prescribe me medication, but they had no problem saying, hey, you need to get surgery, which hopefully, as we are advocating, all of us that are on social media, sharing our experiences, hopefully can kind of shed some light on maybe medication is an alternative route to having surgery. Because yeah, I mean, me and you were in the same boat. I was about to start looking into surgery, but I was like, this is kind of like my last resort before I go down that path. And so, it just goes to show that it's just crazy how doctors and just how our medical systems aren't willing, it seems like, to treat obesity rather than just have surgery. That'll solve all the issues. And there's people out there that, yes, surgery works great for them. And that is so amazing. But I think there's people out there, and I personally know people who have had surgery to really lose weight, but they gain it all back plus some. And so sometimes that isn't the end all be all. That's not like the magical answer. Like, oh, just go have surgery. There are other routes.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it came to because I know you say you went through a lot of testing for your surgery, was that to like prepare you for the surgery to make sure that you were kind of physically fit to have that invasive of a surgery? Because that seems like a really intense process. And I did not know about that you had to go through that kind of process for it.
Yeah. So basically you have to get up to a certain baseline health to do the surgery.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like they don't want you to be untreated sleep apnea to have the surgery because that's a major complication. You have to do the psychological evaluation so that you aren't they're not like throwing someone in there and then you have this untreated problem. And then another thing, after you have the weight loss surgery, you will have vitamin deficiencies. So to do all the blood work to be sure that all of your vitamins are up where they should be. And So something that's really cool that I have benefited from, I just had blood work done again to make sure that all of my vitamins are still in check and everything like that. And my blood work, everything came back good. Like, not
Oh, it's so
deficient in
great.
anything. My A1C was back down. Like, everything was good. So that was kind of
Oh
awesome.
my gosh. That is amazing. Well, I'm so happy for you on that.
Okay, so going back to my doctor, my small town doctor, the one who referred me to bariatric surgery, follows me on TikTok and has followed my journey, reached out to me to ask me about everything. And I believe that now she is prescribing weight loss medication. So that is super, super exciting.
Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that. That's crazy, but that is so awesome. I could not
Yeah.
imagine like my primary being like, hey Sam, I've seen you all over TikTok. I'd be like, oh my God.
When she started following me, I was
Oh my
like,
goodness.
So I guess if you listen to this, hey.
Right? Shout out. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So, Liz, can you share just a little bit about your experience since starting Manjaro? What has your overall experience been like? What kind of side effects have you been experiencing or not experiencing? How much weight have you lost to date? And any like non-scale victories that you want to share with us?
Yeah. Okay. So I have been on Manjaro for 11 full weeks. I am in my 12th week right now. And I have lost 43 pounds since starting Manjaro on August 2nd. So that's huge. I like that's
amazing.
So I'm like nearing that 50-pound mark, which is like really exciting. But I have noticed that this is my 8th week on 5 milligrams, and I have noticed this week just not as effective as it had been. But the effectiveness of the medication leading up to now has been incredible. I have been so motivated to fuel my body with good things. Like, I have no desire to reach for junk. Like, I know that I'm not eating a ton of food. And so I only want to put good things in my body that are going to give me energy and nutrition and just like make me feel good inside.
Right.
I'm trying to think. Side effects that I've had are on the 2.5 milligram, I had just a little annoying headache the first couple days after each injection. And it was like, one of those headaches where you're just annoyed by it, and take a couple Tylenol and you're good. I'm trying to think of any major side effects with 7.5. I haven't really had much for side effects. I had a couple days where I was a little nauseous, but I don't know if that was Manjaro or something else. It could be anything. But yeah, I haven't had the yucky burps or anything like other people have had. I had heartburn a few times, but especially when I eat like something greasy, my body is like, oh no, you are not doing that. So
Goodness.
I have just avoided greasy stuff. I had pizza last week and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh, I hate it so much. Never again. But otherwise,
oh my goodness. So about like go ahead, sorry.
No, I haven't had those crazy side effects people talk about.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's important to, because for sure some people do experience those side effects, but I feel like people are scared to start because, and I say this all the time, people are more apt to like voice negative things and positive things. And so it's nice to know that there's another person that has had minimal side effects as well.
Yeah.
And I know you said that you were diagnosed with your binge eating disorder throughout your bariatric surgery journey. And how has Mounjaro helped with that binge eating disorder?
Yeah. So actually I had to take a binge eating disorder. Did I say that right? Binge eating disorder evaluation.
Yes.
At my last appointment. And I guess the first time I had taken it, I scored over an 18. I don't know what the numbers mean, but this time I scored a 2, which is like
wow.
incredible. And I guess my PA had said, like, how is it different? And it's really hard to explain to people who don't get it. But my brain doesn't think about snacking, doesn't think about food. I don't walk through my house and think, oh, I should grab a granola bar, or, oh, I should have a couple chips. Like, I don't mindlessly wander toward food right now. Like, there isn't any of that. And I used to drink a lot of my calories. Like, I always had like at least one Diet Coke a day, or I would stop and get something really sweet and delicious because I just like, that's what I wanted all the time. And it's just like a switch was flipped. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't think about it. Like I said, my body only wants the good things now. And I can stop when I'm full. I can recognize when I'm full. And after I'm full, things aren't appealing. It's just so hard to explain.
No, for sure. Because we both have binge eating disorders, I can relate completely. And it is interesting. And I'm just curious too. I don't know about yourself, but currently Mounjaro is fast tracked for the FDA approval for the treatment of obesity for weight loss. And I'm just curious if after that point, if they will really start to dive in and start to look at binge eating disorders with Mounjaro. Because I think there's so many people with binge eating. And I mean, I've tried Vyvanse in the past. I've tried many different things in the past for my binge eating disorder. Nothing has worked. I always still had that voice inside of me saying, you need to eat, you need to eat. And this is the first time that anything has silenced that voice. And so it will be super interesting if they will start to have trials for the binge eating aspect.
Yeah, to narrow down to what
like non-scale victories. Yes, narrowing it down. What like non-scale victories have you had thus far?
So this shirt for one thing, this used to be super tight, and look at me wearing it now.
Wow.
But, so it's just been a lot of things like that, just the way my clothes fit me and the way they feel on my body. And I think just a huge one is just my confidence. I have been asking my husband to take pictures of me, and then I was looking through his phone. I was like, I want to find old pictures so that I can compare them now. But I just know better. And one that I noticed, I think yesterday I noticed it, and quite a few people mentioned it, but my skin is so much clearer. I'm sure it's in part because I'm eating much healthier, but I don't know. I just feel like my skin looks so much better now. And I just feel like I look happier and more joyful just because I'm literally lighter and I'm mentally lighter.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's interesting for the lighter skin. But yeah, I'm wondering if it has to do with the medicine or, like you said, like the nutrition aspect. Now that you're not eating like all the junk food, like you're eating more nutritious food, is that why your skin is also clearing up that extra benefit? So that's amazing. And you are a photographer. I don't know if did you say that in your little intro, if you were a photographer?
Yep, I'm in my studio. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So, and you're in Iowa as well. And I'll make sure in the description of this episode to make sure that your social media is linked in there so everyone can go follow you. And if you're in Iowa and need a photographer, Lizz is where you need to go. So yeah. But I appreciate your time, Lizz, with us. And if you want to follow Lizz, go ahead, and she's on TikTok. You probably have an Instagram as well. Yes, Instagram. So go follow her. She is fantastic. A huge positive energy space in the Manjaro community, especially on TikTok. And if you have any questions, please reach out to her. And if you have any questions for me or Chris and want a specific topic or question answered on the podcast, please let us know. You can email us. All the information is going to be in the description. So thank you so much, Lizz, for spending time with me today. I so appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. I'm so thankful to share my story and hopefully can connect with other people who are on the same path that just need a little encouragement.
Absolutely, 100%. Perfect. Well, we will see you guys soon in the next episode. Bye.